playing that too soft. He's expecting the underneath help from William Thomas. Just didn't react quick enough. You know, you give the guy that much room, they're going to move the ball up and down the field. Bobby's got to tighten up a little bit.
1st and 10 now at the 25 for the Steelers. Nice drive. Jim Miller back to pass. Looks over the middle, and it's another completion again to Charles Johnson, but this time the Eagles get the big hit from James Willis. Of course, Willis had been shaken up earlier in the first half. He's back in there, but the Steelers are moving the ball. Of course, they have a new offensive coordinator, Ron Earhart, up with the New York Jets, and Rich Kotite now. What's going on in their offensive philosophy?
Well, Chad Gailey is now their offensive coordinator. It's very interesting how it came about. Rich Kotite called Bill Cowher and wanted Chad Gailey. He said no. You can't talk to him. He said, you can talk to Ron Earhart. Ron Earhart then got mad and left the Steelers. So Chad Gailey, who was the number 2 guy, now is number 1.
All right, the give is inside to number 34, Tim Lester, on a 2nd and 4. It's going to be 2 yards, perhaps, on the game. Going to bring up a 3rd down play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But the Steelers, of course, Ron, coming off the year, they went to the Super Bowl. They lost Ron Earhart. They lost Neil O'Donnell. They got the quarterback controversy. Where do you see this team in an AFC that you really like the Kansas City Chiefs in?
Yeah, I do like the Kansas City Chiefs. I like the Buffalo Bills. I think the Steelers have taken a setback a little bit. When you lose a Neil O'Donnell, you lose a Leon Searcy, it's going to hurt you. They're going to have to win with their defense and a solid running game.
3rd and 2 from the 17 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Miller back to pass on 3rd and short. Good protection. Now it breaks down, and the Eagles have got him. The pocket held up momentarily, but then the Eagles collapse it on him. And one of the things that Ray stresses, a lot of rotations. We take a look at William Fuller. He likes to keep his defensive linemen fresh, but William Fuller is an all-pro.
Again, you'll see that Miller sets in the pocket. He has ample time to start out. William Fuller pushed by the quarterback. You'll see Mike Mamula knocked down. But when the receivers can't get open and the quarterback has that much time, sooner or later that wall will collapse around you, as it did.
Eagles with 3 quarterback sacks so far, and that means Norm Johnson on 4th down is going to be in and kick. Of course, Gary Anderson kicked for the Steelers for so long. He's now with the Eagles. Another veteran, Norm Johnson, with them. Penalty flags again. We have had a bunch of them. The field goal is no good, but let's let the referees sort this one out.
False guard, left guard, offense.
A bemused Bill Cowher, and of course Ray Rhodes not happy with penalties on his side. Of course, Bill Cowher, a guy we have the greatest respect for here in Philadelphia, a former Philadelphia Eagles player. He's the only coach in NFL history to, in a 4-year career, go to the playoffs his first 4 times, and there's no reason to believe they won't go 5, regardless of what we see here tonight.
I agree with you, Don. They'll be a playoff football team. Bill Cowher, I talked to him before the game, and it was interesting. He said that this is the first time he's been back in Veterans Stadium since his playing days with the Eagles. In other words, 1983 and 84.
Norm Johnson this time from 44, and he got it. So the Philadelphia Eagles lead has been cut to 14, 17-3 on the Bill Cowher team. Norm Johnson field goal as the Steelers finally get some points, but Cowher still not too delighted. A lot of things that he doesn't like. With 5:21 to go in the 2nd quarter, Eagles by 14. Both of the first-team units still out there inside the 2-minute warning to the first half. The preseason is just about over. The regular season a week away.
Well, Ray Rhodes told us he wanted that first unit to be out there for a half, and that first unit defensively is intact right now.
1st and 10, Steelers operating with Cordell Stewart in the shotgun from their own 34. Stewart on the handoff. They go inside. Conservative call to Eric Pegram, and the Eagles right now might take their last time out if they think they can get the ball back. They're looking around for a signal. Now it's the hurry-up offense for the Steelers instead, as we're inside 1:45. Stewart barking out the signals. 2nd down and 6 on his own 38. Over the middle, completion to number 88, Andre Hastings. Going to be short of the first down. It'll bring up a 3rd down situation for the hurry-up offense. Barry Wilburn on the stop for the Eagles. Stewart barking out 4 wides. 1 timeout left for the Eagles, 3 left for the Steelers. Stewart back to pass, over to the right side. Good for the first down to Andre Hastings. Barry Wilburn comes up along with number 24 for the Philadelphia Eagles to make the stop on the play out of the secondary. Brian Dawkins, the Clemson rookie. 1:15 left as the Eagles see the Steelers take their first timeout. Eagles by 14. Cordell Stewart still at quarterback. He's 3 for 3, 35 yards so far. Operating the Steelers offense from his own 47-yard line. Back to pass, heavy rush. He steps out of it. He is so mobile. Over the midfield stripe into Eagles territory. William Thomas finally with the stop, but Willie Fuller had a nice shot on him. He is just so slippery.
Well, Cordell Stewart does a nice job of looking down the field. He wants to throw, but doesn't get the lane to throw, and he takes off and makes a positive play.
Out of the shotgun, inside Eagles territory, he's got Andre Hastings down to around the 43-yard line. 48 seconds and counting here in the first half as the Steelers move down in the Eagles territory.
He's going to have to throw the ball up the field. There's only 40 seconds remaining. He can't take the 5-yard play.
Stewart back to pass, looking to the right side, complete to number 8. Jaheen Arnold with the completion. It's going to be another Steelers first down. It's going to be another Steelers timeout. Barry Wilburn on the stop. 32 seconds to go as we take a look at number 8, Jaheen Arnold, who made the catch. And the Steelers right now operating pretty effectively. They got 32 seconds left. They also have 1 timeout remaining. What do they do with the next 2 or 3 calls, Ronnie?
Well, they've got to take the ball up the field.
All right, Bill Cowher talking to Cordell Stewart. We'll see what happens in the last 30 seconds of the half when we return. At the 30-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles, Cordell Stewart again in the shotgun. Good protection. Passed out on the right side. It is dropped. He had another first down, and the receiver, Jaheen Arnold, could have held on, but Troy Vincent on the coverage. 28 seconds to go in the first half.
This is a ball that has to be completed. He read the coverage properly. He had Troy Vincent on the single coverage. This ball has to be low and away. Cordell threw that one a bit inside. His first incompletion after 5 straight completions.
We saw a look at number 18, Mike Tomczak, the 12-year veteran who was a backup on this Steelers team there on the sidelines wearing the baseball cap. But again, it is Cordell Stewart in for Jim Miller, the starter. He's now 5 for 6, 53 yards. 2nd and 10 at the Eagles 30. Stewart back to pass. 4-man rush and good pressure. They got the screen pass. Barry Pegram inside the 25, and that's going to be it. Eric Pegram on the screen pass as the Eagles had the rush coming. They got it out with Michael Zordich making the stop. 16 seconds to go as Bill Cowher exhorting his troops, taking the last time out here.
You'll see Stewart set up this screen nicely, looking down the field, sets his second drop, gets the ball out to Eric Pegram, takes it up the field. What Pegram's got to do is understand the situation. Do not turn this back inside, turn it to the outside, get the most yards you can, and get out of bounds so you can save that last timeout. The last timeout is critical. You've got to use it with only a couple seconds left. They had to take their last timeout with 16 seconds left. Right now, if the Eagles make a play and keep the Steelers in bounds, they will not get another play off. 18 seconds is the breaking point in this situation in the game.
And that's one of the reasons Bill Cowher is so upset. And once again, if you're just joining us, the storyline, Jim Miller is the starting quarterback tonight for the Steelers. There'd been a 3-way competition, a lot of controversy in the Steel City. Mike Tomczak had also been in that competition originally, as had Cordell Stewart. Jim Miller ineffective, Cordell Stewart in there right now. 3rd and 4 for his Steelers operating at the Eagles. 24, but only 16 seconds, no timeouts to go. Stewart incomplete, and that's going to bring up a 4th down play. And once again, Mark Gunn applying the pressure up front. Michael Zordich, a nice job on the coverage, and that's going to force the Steelers to settle for a field goal. So at the worst, the Eagles will leave the half with an 11-point lead as we look at the replay, Ron.
Okay, again, you'll see that Stewart sets in the pocket, but the rush gets him. You got to be very careful. You cannot throw the ball out in the flat like that without having clear vision. Michael Zordich almost had the interception, and it would have been 6 for the Birds.
All right, Norm Johnson will attempt a 42-yard field goal to cut the Eagles' lead to 11 for the Steelers. Josh Miller, the punter, just like the Eagles situation, is the holder. And the kick is up and good. 2 veteran place kickers tonight, Norm Johnson and former Steeler current Eagle Gary Anderson. So the Philadelphia Eagles lead has been cut to 17-6 with 7 seconds left here as Bill Cowher's team moved the ball effectively. And do you think the Cordell Stewart decision is something now you start him in the second half? What's he going to do here?
Well, I believe he'll probably give Stewart more playing time. And I really look at their quarterback situation. I think Bill Cowher did the right thing. Jim Miller has the most upside. Again, he's going to make some mistakes. But if, and Cordell Stewart's going to get his minutes. He's going to play some wide receiver, some quarterback. He's going to do a number of different things, and Tomczak fits best in the backup role.
Forget all those morning shows from New York, because Fox has a better way to start your day. For live local news, weather, and traffic from your town, tune into Fox every weekday morning from 7 to 9 for Good Day Philadelphia. Nothing like it. Your show, your town. Ron, of course, we're going to talk a lot about Ty Detmer during the second half. He has been excellent. Ray had told us that he thought there was a chance Rodney Peete might be ready by next week at RFK. But with Detmer's performance here, do you rush Rodney back?
Well, I think when you look at an injury, you let the doctor make that decision. If he's 100%, you go with Rodney Peete. If he's not 100%, from what we saw here in the first half, Ty Detmer can lead this football team.
All right, just 7 seconds to go in the first half. Eagles have Witherspoon and Bowie deep, and they're going to not get to return that one. You don't get much of a bounce. Back to the 15, 20, 25. Out to the 30 almost. Derek Witherspoon on what will be the last play of the first half. That's going to conclude it here at Veterans Stadium. 2 quarters of football in the book. The Philadelphia Eagles 17, the Steelers 6. We'll be back with Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie plus the Fox 10 o'clock news update right after this. Jim Miller and the Pittsburgh Steelers trailing the Philadelphia Eagles 17-6 at halftime as we're looking at a very happy mascot. And take a look at how many people stayed home from a trip to the shore or wherever to watch the Eagles on a Friday night. Halftime stats, even on first downs, rushing advantage to the Steelers, but Ron Jaworski 230 yards passing. What a day for Ty Detmer so far.
Well, Ty Detmer has had an exceptional first half, but what I like what he has done is his poisoned presence in the pocket, moving around, finding the open receiver. And actually the Steelers for the most part have done a pretty good job of taking away his primary receiver. But here's his experience in the West Coast offense coming to the forefront, going to the second and third receiver, and very, very efficient.
A smiling Ty Detmer as the Eagles will be receiving the second half kickoff. Norm Johnson will be kicking off for the Steelers to Derek Witherspoon and Kevin Bowie. And in interesting situations, we look down on the sidelines. You have Bobby Hoyne warming up, as well as T.J. Rubley, the new quarterback. But speaking of quarterbacks, how about Ty Detmer in the first half, Ron?
Well, this was a well-designed play by John Gruden on the third and short, making the play-action fake. And when we talk about throwing the football, we talk about one important thing, location where the ball is thrown. And it's almost like in real estate, location, location, location. Ty Detmer has a knack for putting the ball in the proper location.
Kevin Bowie's location was in the end zone on the kick from Norm Johnson, so the Eagles will take over at their own 20-yard line to start the second half here. And there you see that changes will be made. Yes, it is still the preseason. Irving Fryer with an unbelievable effort, 2 touchdown catches. He is not in there as we begin the second half. But Ty Detmer, the man who launched the 2 passes, he is coming back in. So Ty Detmer getting the second half start, Ron.
And one thing you notice on the Steeler coverage team, on kickoff coverage, they were #1 in the National Football League last year, only allowing the return team 17.5 yards. Consequently, the Eagles start at their 20 with 80 yards to go.
Charlie Garner and backup Derek Witherspoon are backing up Ty Detmer here in the offensive set. That's Garner in motion. Detmer passing once more. Back to pass, looks over the middle. Intended for Mark Say, who was into the game. Jerry Olszewski with good defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers will bring up a 2nd and 10. One of the things that we really enjoy watching is that line play. Take a look at it here, Ronnie.
Well, see, Lester Holmes picking up the stunt. Oh, there's a nice little love tap. Hello, Ty. Hey, you want to throw the ball 30, 40 times? You're going to pay the price for it.
2nd down and 10 for the Eagles, operating at the beginning of the second half, once again from their own 20. Mark Say, as we mentioned, in for Irving Fryer. Single back Derek Witherspoon, a backup in for Ricky Waters. Give is to Witherspoon off the left side. Fumble, ball is on the ground, and there is still a scramble. Witherspoon thought he got it back. The referee's initial indication is that he did. Steelers were signaling they thought they had it, but it looks like the Eagles will maintain possession as we begin the second half here at the Vet.
Well, you don't want to start turning the football over. This is not the area, particularly you want to fumble the football. You never want to fumble it, but when you're coming out from your own 20-yard line, you'll see the handoff to Witherspoon here. He looks for the daylight inside. There's the block on Olszewski by Brooks. He bounced to the outside. You got to wrap the ball up when you get in an area of contact. Witherspoon did not, but at least he recovered the fumble. Tolly, this area, you make the call. 3rd and 15.
Ty Detmer has done such a nice job of mixing it up. Let's throw a ball to a tight end here.
Sounds good to me. He might be the Jimmy Johnson.
And, of course, they run the ball, Ron. Here we go. And Derek Witherspoon may get the first down. Ooh, nice hit. It's going to be dependent on the spot as Myron Bell came up with a Rod Woodson, Ronnie Lott type hit. That was very impressive, and it is going to be just a little bit short of the first down.
My first thought when I saw the handoff, I was off down the old give-up play. We're going to get 5 yards and punt this thing away. But Witherspoon did a nice job of exploding through the hole, picking up 14 yards, and probably 14 and a half. He's a half-yard short of the first down. Witherspoon does have that explosiveness. We've seen it on kickoffs, and certainly when he gets in the open area, he can make things happen.
Tommy Hutton has only punted once so far tonight at the vet. Jaheen Arnold standing back at his own 28-yard line, awaiting Hutton's punt. Arnold up over the 30. He's going to take that ball on the run over the 40, up to midfield. Fumbles the football. Philadelphia Eagles have recovered at the 42-yard line as that ball came flying out of there. And coming up with the ball, number 50, James Willis, who is not only starting at linebacker now, still a stalwart on the special.